Hello. 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 I titled this right? 7-8? I did. Okay. Hello, everyone. So today I saw something that inspired me. Hold up, wait. I'm trying to. There we go. Wait. There we go. I'm gonna put that on mute. Whoa, on vibrate. Because apparently people love to call me now. I'm gonna use the decks. Well, 3 of the decks I've gotten recently. The Happy Tarot, the Tarot After the Rainbow, and the Antique Anatomy Tarot. The setup is a little different today. That's partially because I actually did the thing that I've been talking about doing, so I'm a little bit more. Well, my laptop is here. Wait, I know how to do this. Well, I mean, yes and no. Most recent deck, yeah, they're new. I just got them, like literally. How are you doing, Eve? I'm gonna pop out the chat, and I'm gonna move the chat here, and then I'm gonna do this here. That is not. There we go. I guess that works. Well, I don't need this because I have this. And then I'll just put the chat on top of it. And now when I look at the chat, it's a little closer to the camera. So, I'm glad to hear it. My day it wasn't a bad day. It was a little intense. Because we've basically been closed all week. I had to do all the weekly stuff today. Thankfully, I had help. But it was like a more active day than I've had in a minute. So, but it was still a good day. It's an interesting day. Well, interesting things are happening in the world. And by in the world, I mean in my local universe. I ended the video before last. Did I use? I don't think I used it for Virgo. When I used the Mystical Shaman Oracle cards and Pachamama came out, actually, maybe I did. Yeah, I did use it for Virgo. LOL. Because it was Middle Earth and the Ancient Ones. Pachamama came out at the end, and I was like, oh, I don't know much about Pachamama, blah, 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 whatever. Yesterday, Pachamama was like, okay, well, let me show you who Pachamama is. And I'm like, girl, okay. I'm just like, it just like yesterday, here lately, it's some real, like, what is happening type of stuff. And I don't know. It's like, you might ask for something or you might something, but not necessarily expect it to actually happen all the time. And when it does, it's just like, okay, well. But yesterday I did get to finally, hey Sandra, how you doing? Yesterday I did get to finally take some stuff to the storage. So what I usually have my laptop on, it's gone. And I didn't have a replacement for it before I put it in storage. So. But I have like a lot more room up here. And so because all of that moved, the camera got to move. Like it's mobile now. Or it's movable. But anyway, I was at work today and I saw a box. But on the box, it had like a glass and 2 up arrows, 2 tears. Maybe I should grab the runes. I'll grab the runes, especially since they have some runes in the tarot after the rainbow. I need to move this a little so I can see. There we go. Uh, so I'm gonna pull before and after the Ace of Cups and the Two of Wands. The Page of Elixirs, Eternal Youth. I don't know what I'm doing today. Honestly, I kind of want to go for a walk, but I was already like starting to set this up. I did think about taking a deck out to the cemetery, but I was like, oof. I did end up finding the place that I couldn't find before. I was in the right area. I just had to go down a little further. Because I was like, I was looking at the steps. And I was like, I know I haven't stepped up these steps, but this area looks and feels familiar. It was just a little further down. What am I doing? I don't know. Maybe I should just like end this live. Maybe this was a mistake. I'm feeling the nerves today, Eve. I'm feeling them today. Most of the time, I don't. It's almost like I don't even know if I necessarily want the information. You know what I know? You know what I mean? Do you know what I know? But I'll go ahead and do it. Oh, it looked like this. Well, no, it didn't, because that is a bottle. But I was gonna pull before and after the Ace of Cups and the Two of Wands, and then there's a letter Y for the first 15. Oh, okay, yeah, because I think by the time I saw it, you were already a few signs in. But you find a flow. You did great. I also I have this wine that I want to drink. I still have that gin that I need to finish. I got a little fireball that I've had for a while. I kind of want to drink a little bit of alcohol today, but just a little bit. I don't want to drink a lot. My relationship with alcohol is uh, change, not changing because I've never been the type of person to drink a lot. It's just like I kind of don't want to drink at all. You have wine tonight? Okay, I'm gonna go get myself ready. So I'm gonna grab some ice. I'm gonna clean my glass. My make every moment count. What does it say? Enjoy every moment. My filthy enjoy every moment glass. There you go. Can you see it? Can you see it? And I'll be right back. I'm gonna turn this off while I go though. So, un momento. If you also have a beverage, it could be whatever beverage of choice. I got some gummy bears, some gummy worms, technically, because the bag felt fresh and they're very fresh. And I was actually sucking on them in the thumbnail. But anyway, I will be right back, and we'll get into this. I think I need to loosen up a little bit because, woo! Your wine glass says I drink and I know things. I still need to watch Game of Thrones. I'm surprised I haven't because high fantasy is very much up my alley. Also, that noise is my ceiling fan. I watched a few videos back and I was like, I'll turn it down. If I get too hot, it's coming back on now. So. Okay, I was confused. Hey, Holly, how you doing? Grabbing drinks. Your splurge on new decks arrived today. What? One of them is a bunny deck. Nice. My camera fell, so I gotta pick it up. That's one thing I didn't have to worry about when it was where it was before. That's because it didn't have the freedom to move anywhere. It was quite tight where it was. Okay. All right. Hold up. 1 second. There we go. Hold up. Wait. I know you can't see it, but that's fine. This feels unsteady. No, look. I'm back where I used to be. 1 second. That's not the angle anymore. Here we go. Let's raise this a little bit. There we go. I think maybe not. Maybe so. I don't know. There we go. That's fine. It's fine. I was like, oh, everything is different now. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm procrastinating. Oh gosh, I'm nervous. I don't get nervous. I don't not get nervous. I do get nervous. But usually when I'm nervous, it's because something it's gonna I'm gonna be like, oof. I should have just ended this live. I should have just went for a walk and not even gone live. I should have grabbed the wine first. Oh. There we go. I am remembering in this moment that I do not have anything to open this with. We're gonna use a key. Keys have been a thing, right? Reem gets the key charm. We're gonna use a key to open the wine. I don't think this is going to actually help me. Actually, I think it is helping. Okay, it did not help. It's not a quirk. It's just one of these. Did I show you? I did not meant to. Yeah, it's Snoop Dogg. It's 19 Crimes. Because I was talking about the gin that he made, and then someone's like, "Oh, he made wine too." I was like, "What?" And then I saw it in Walmart, so I was like, "Okay, I'll try it." It's just like I don't know. I feel like I need something sharp. I got teeth. 1 second. I'm not proud. Oh yes, mommy. What is it? Nothing is helping. That's why I didn't drink it. You do? You like it? Wait, were you the one that was telling me about it then? Or maybe not. Actually, I think it was you. Or I think it was somebody on the live. I don't have any scissors. And my teeth don't work like they used to. There we go. Oh, wow. It just broke my pen. Oh, gosh. Just twist it? Oh. Thank you. What? That's what I was doing. Like I was holding the thing and trying to twist. Oh my gosh. Why do I have to make everything difficult? That's part of the reading. That is literally part of the reading because I could have just came in, sat down like I do every other day. Like, hey, everybody. So I was at work and I saw this thing, and it seemed like something to pull cards on. So I'm doing it. Are nerves contagious? Uno momento. Because I was looking at it and I was like, I'm pretty sure it just twists. But I was twisting it and nothing happened. Okay, let's see. It's definitely a wine. I feel like I don't really taste anything. Maybe it's because of all the gummy bears I was eating. Or maybe I had it too long. Oh, oh wait. I think I'm starting to taste it. I don't know. We'll see. Your friend just sent you pics from his job in Point Hope. Oh, snap. All right. It's fine. It's just my ego. It's the divine humbling me. I don't know if I can be humbled. I'm already so humble. Where did my gummy bears go? Oh, gosh. Well, here are the Cheez Its. Cheese and wine. Let's do that. I'll eat the Cheez Its instead. We're snacking, we're drinking. Hopefully, not going to get these new cards all cheesy. But they're original Cheez Its, so they're not like the flavor blasted ones or whatever. There's not a lot of residue. So, anyway, I was at work. And let me describe the situation. Let me not describe the situation. I'm at work. I'm walking. I see a box. On the box, there's a sticker that has a cup on it, but like a chalice type of cup. And I'm like, oh, like Ace of Cups. Okay. You already ate pizza? I should have. Pizza's been on the brain. It's been on the taste buds lately. Um, and then right next to it, like I said, it's the two upper pointing arrows. I was like, oh, that's like the Ace of Cups and the Two of Wands. So I have these three different decks. I have the Antique Anatomy Tarot, the Tarot After the Rainbow, and the Happy Tarot. All courtesy of the wonderful, amazing, ever charitable, ever the ear, Matthew. And I was just joking when I was like, oh, he's trying to change me by getting me these happy sunshine rainbow tarot, whatever. I feel like y'all know that, but anyway. Um, and so I got the idea. I was like, oh, okay, I'll do it. You've been craving red licorice. What? Like like a red vine. I don't know how universal red vine is. But like a red vine licorice or like a Twizzlers. Because I like OG Twizzlers. And I think I used to like red vines a lot more than I do now. And the Twizzler like pull aparts, I don't like those anymore. I only really ever ate them because Twizzler or red vine, okay. Because my mom used to get them all the time. So, hey, Steph, you just had pizza. I can't even speak. You just had pizza too, chicken bacon ranch with extra cheese. Oh snap! I feel like I gotta get pizza tonight now. It's the theme. I gotta be on brand. I want to fit in. Okay. Why am I so nervous? Let me use. I'll use the tarot after the rainbow because I just reached for it. Let's see. Maybe I should keep the book. I love the book for the Happy Tarot because like they all end in like to be happy, blah blah blah, or blah 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 can lead to happiness. Right, like with the death card, it was like accepting that some things are inevitable can make you happy or something, whatever, you know. I did put reversals in this, so I guess that's gonna be a thing. Hey, everybody in the gas station thought you were crazy. There you go. You said you would win it, and you did. Today, $23. Tomorrow, 23 gajillion. I'm kidding. I love that though. I've been whenever I leave Walmart, I've been getting the dollar like little scratch offs, and I haven't won anything. But I've only spent like $4. So why am I so nervous? I feel like I'm getting warm. I feel like 15 cards just plopped out onto the table. What? I don't get it. IDGI. Maybe it's a story. So the Three of Swords is here. I gotta figure out where my camera is now. There you go. The Three of Swords. In this deck, it doesn't seem as if the Three Swords really damage anything. It's not like we see like splinters poking up or something like that. Also, we get like pink, which makes sense because it's a heart, but we get pink instead of indigo and violet in the colors. After the Three of Swords, though, is the Six of Wands. And there's a fox on the Six of Wands. This is interesting. I feel like I haven't eaten enough to drink alcohol. So I feel like I'm going to regret this. Hey. There's something so subtle here. Because in the Six of Wands, oh, I'm used to it being over here. In the Six of Wands, the sixth wand is this little one right here, that tiny one. That's the sixth wand. So it implies like so much subtlety when it comes to the Three of Swords. Patrick has a gift coming. What? Patrick needs to redo his wish lists because I don't know if they how accurately they reflect the things that I wish to receive. So, but thank you, I appreciate it. Because again, like in this Three of Swords, it doesn't feel like anything is really damaged, and there are butterflies around it, almost implying that the changes already happened. And I guess with the Six of Wands, yeah. Okay, now I gotta add. I was like, why did it just go dark? That's the fanfare. Those are the fireworks for the victory that we've already had. But it almost feels like maybe there was a situation that we viewed as a loss at some point. And maybe we've come to realize it wasn't, or we're coming to realize it wasn't. The next card is the King of Cups. So far, we got one of every element. We got the swords, the wands, the cups. We'll see if the pentacles follow. This is a very autumny card, very autumnal because of the colors at the top. Your wish list is world peace. See what's interesting about okay, so this makes sense. This makes sense. So I don't know if like this three of swords happened. I don't know how painful it was or is, but the appearance of it is it's not. It doesn't feel like anything is damaged. Immediately after that is the six of wands. So we've probably already overcome it. And in the six of wands, because there's movement, we're gonna go with that because it's moving this way. Hold up, it's backwards. Why is it backwards? Hold up. It's moving this way. It's moving this way. The fox with the fairy on its back. And then in the King of Cups, we see at the roots of his throne, all of like, we see the rainbow in the water back here, right? And so it feels like these like bled. I don't know if they bled through the roots, but like it came down because now it's again, it's like in the water. I don't know why this feels backwards and weird. Then we have the Six of Cups, which came out yesterday. And then a whole bunch of cards in reverse. I think the Six of Cups might be. This is why I'm nervous. Okay, sure. Yeah, let's take it. Okay. I think with the Six of Cups, there's this energy of propagation. Um, it feels like because this energy is here, and so it's implied that it's like it's gone down into the roots. It feels like it propagates in the roots. It propagates in the subconscious. And so things that we may not even necessarily consciously be thinking of, it feels like those just get healed too. Or maybe because of something probably more challenging and difficult that we went through. There are a lot of other things that we've gone through that seem relatively easier to make peace with. Feels like that's the vibe. Um, so next is the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. The Nine of Pentacles is, I mean, I feel like this just means that we're going to be, our foundation is going to be changed in some way. Wait, who would? I feel like because it's almost like there was the foundation that we built, there was the sense of self that we had that was the result of some of those pains, hurts, traumas of the past, or at least they accommodated for it in a way where there was a whole sort of aspect inside of self, a more carefree, a less impacted one, um, that we sort of lost touch with. And so with this Nine of Pentacles in reverse, it feels like it's going to be, it's like our sense of self is going to be different. Next is the Magician in reverse, which feels like undoing. Because if the magician is the doer, is the creator, with it being in reverse, it's something is going to be undone. Or that could even be, it's like from this new sort of vantage point space. Maybe there were things that we manifested, maybe there were things that we created, thinking that they would have been more long term, because again, it's Nine of Pentacles energy. But with the foundation changing, it's almost like no longer applicable. It doesn't really apply anymore because the limitations are have changed or have lifted, or just because it's almost like a very wandsy energy. Like there's a fire, there's a passion, there's a desire in a different space. And so it's just like, we want to do something exciting rather than doing the thing that was safe. That's the wands versus the pinnacles. Pinnacles being safe, wands being exciting. Sometimes do the safe thing. Sometimes do the exciting thing. Oh, snap, we got a pinnacle. Finally. Because it was what? Swords, wands, cups, pinnacles. And then we got the magician with all four suits. So the one that repeated is cups. And that's the king of cups with the six of cups. Again, it feels like with the six of cups being nostalgia, being younger. Your grandson is leaving Wednesday. Oh no. Hold up. I need my gummy bears. I need to take care of my inner child by eating some gummy bears. They're not even bears, they're worms. I need gummy worms. I'm taking care of my inner child by eating gummy worms and tending to my inner adult by drinking wine. Best of both worlds. So with the six of cups, it feels like there's like nostalgia. It feels like it's the energy of like going back and then building up that foundation, but in an emotional way. The next card, almost pulled the king of cups right off the table. The next card is the eight of swords in reverse. Here's the eight of swords up right. Let me see her. Why does this feel like telekinetic? It has been. It's definitely a warm day. What sucks is it's either way too hot to do anything or it's raining. So y'all aren't going to be able to do much or y'all haven't done much. See, and there it is. Fox has been popping out lately. Fox is a theme. The Eight of Swords in reverse feels telekinetic. It's either like she's using her mind to remove the swords instead of removing the blindfold. She's using her mind to remove the swords, or it's like the swords are gonna fall out, and then she's gonna realize there's nothing there. But Eight of Swords in reverse. I mean, more so following the context of this, it just feels like a certain level of entrapment or imprisonment that will no longer exist. Because again, that Three of Swords energy has been conquered. And because it's been conquered, it's giving us a more stable emotional sort of stance space. But also, it feels like there are ripples back. It ripples backwards. Next is the Six of Pentacles in reverse with the Queen of Pentacles upright. What does the fox say? I never watched the video in full, but I'm aware of it. Maybe with the Six of Pentacles in reverse and the Queen of Pentacles upright, it's about giving more so than receiving. Because it feels like the default energy of the Six of Pentacles is like receiving. Um, Because, like the Five of Pentacles is being out in the cold. It carries a sort of scarcity energy. Um, and it feels like it's in need. So with the Six of Pentacles, it's receiving what it needed at the five. But with the Six of Pentacles in reverse and this Queen of Pentacles upright, it could also be like having it like within oneself, like not needing to receive from outside of oneself, or like there's something that we give to ourselves. That kind of energy. I don't know why this would make me like nervous. Because it's what you give. And maybe who you give it to. But it feels like it's because of what you give. Maybe. What's love got to do? I don't know who it's by either. I feel like it's some like skit people. Not like SNL. I feel like it's either a skit or Swedish. Ooh, I'm starting to sweat. This is very bright. Hold on, wait, can I turn the brightness down? Ooh. There we go. The fan doesn't really help, if I'm being honest. It's already warm. But I just cut the brightness in like half, and this is still plenty bright. Okay. What's the time? Because I pulled 3 decks, like I was going to pull from all of these and do like a pick a deck. I mean, I guess I still could, but I would like to not necessarily be live for too long. Well, it's going to be dark soon, so that walk probably isn't going to happen. But there's still pizza I can eat. I don't want only one deck to have reversals. So I'm going to put those all up right. I guess we are going to do it that way. Oh, gosh. I just got these. Can I not destroy the deck, please? I love the art style of the Happy Tarot so much. Ooh, the Love Buzz. Wait. With the Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck. This is such an interesting vibe. The Lovers with the Seven of Swords. Because it's almost like it's a question of like, does it even matter? Like if you're happy and if you're feeling good and then you lose something or something happens, but you're still like it doesn't affect your joy or your peace. Like, does it even matter that you lost it? Almost in a way of priorities, but not necessarily extremely. Um, it just feels like it doesn't matter. Like you don't even notice that something is gone. I'm not gonna say you're happier without it, but maybe I don't know. I'm gonna turn the brightness back up because it's no, I'm not. Yes, no, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not gonna do it. So let me put these all upright, and then we will get started. So I offer you three choices: the tarot after the rainbow, the happy tarot, and the antique anatomy tarot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look before and after the Ace of Cups and the Two of Wands because of the thing that I keep talking about. I looked at a box and there was a cup, and then there were the two upward pointing arrows, and the upward pointing arrows are rune for tear. Tear can involve sacrifice, but maybe it didn't have to. You know what I mean? But we'll see. So I was walking back, and there was on the other side of the boxes, there was a huge letter Y on a sticker. And I was like, oh, I can pull an Oracle deck and like the first card with a Y in it, we'll pull that one. I think for the darn it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, come on. The Queen of Swords, as I'm just trying to shuffle the Happy Tarot. This Queen of Swords is interesting because her sword isn't pointed upwards. She's also interesting because she doesn't feel as welcoming as other Queens of Cups. Like she's not holding her hand out like that, you know? Like one sword, one hand holding up the sword, the other one extending an invitation to approach. So it's not like overly aggressive, but it isn't necessarily inviting either. The bottom of the deck is the Hierophant. Maybe that's why. This feels like it's a little bit of contention between one's own personal knowing and teachings. Um, okay. So I'm going to use if I can grab them and not hit anything, and I think I can, I'm going to use the Magical Dimensions Oracle cards and activators as the Oracle cards for the Rainbow Tarot because of the Fae connection. This one I know. For the Happy Tarot, I'll use the Universe Has Your Back Oracle cards because that feels like that makes sense. If I can find them. Hello, I thought you were right here. No? Here they are. And for the Antique Anatomy, what would I use for Antique Anatomy? I don't know. There's flowers in the Antique Anatomy. I'll use the archetypes. Why not? That's how these are going to work. I kind of want to use the Mystical Dream Tarot because it feels like the energy of the Lord of Pentacles has been like seeping out. I've been noticing it in places. Yeah, Matt gifted it to me. He gifted me the Antique Anatomy, the Happy Tarot, and the Rainbow Tarot. Yep. Okay. So let's go. We are going to timestamp this. Timestamp this. Oh. And since I'm going to timestamp it, we're going to pop the chat back in. I'm going to look here. It's fine. Well, I can always pop the chat back out. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. So I'm going to say 48:50. We're starting late in this video, but that's fine because we're still starting on time. Ramble 00000. Why am I nervous? We'll start with the Rainbow Tarot. And we'll call it 49 minutes, I think. 49:10 probably. 49:20. Close enough. Timestamps are approximations, as are many things. Take it as it resonates. And by that, it's like, take it as it resonates. My chat is not popped in. So I gotta find my popped out chat. Call him out. Eve said, stop lurking, Matt. He'll pop up with the song. Okay. You actually feel ready, so we're just going to give you a 3 cut. This is interesting. Oh, that's not much, but okay, you get 4. Am I really going to do it like this again? Did anybody here pick the Rainbow Tarot? If you picked the Rainbow Tarot, give me a number between 1 and 4, please. Oh, wait. I can do polls. Get poll ready. Cast your bets. Where? Oh, wait. I'm looking for like 2 cards. Oof. That doesn't necessarily work. So it's fine. 1 through 4, somebody. I was going to do a poll, but I have more than one significator. So that is kind of difficult. But I feel like I had too much sugar to really appreciate all of this. I saw 3 first. So we're going to do 3, and then we'll do 1, and then we'll do 4, and then we'll do 2. So I'm just going to look from the bottom of the deck. Somehow, still in reverse, the bottom of 3 is the title card. It's one of the title cards. It's the one with no mirror. This tarot after the rainbow is intense. Oh my gosh. So the one with no mirror, the title card in reverse, with the Nine of Swords and the Devil. This is intense. These are the bottom three cards. Um, okay. It feels like this feels like someone who like torments themselves. It feels like who was this Virgo? No. No, I don't think this energy necessarily fully came out anywhere. Yes, it did. It did actually. Was it Virgo? I feel like I can't remember which reading it was. But it's the one without a mirror. And hold up. It was in what deck is that? It's the Nine of Swords with the thing above it. And it was like, it feels like this is you. Oh, that's when, where are we now? It was just alive. I rolled the number 18, and in the above, it was the Nine of Swords and the anchor. And it felt like something wasn't anchored, something wasn't connected. And it felt like there was a part of us that was trying to get our attention, but for whatever reason, we're afraid of it. Because it feels like it's that energy again. And it's like because it's a part of us, there is no separation from it. There's no escaping it. It's us. I don't think it necessarily has to be dark. It more so feels like it's like acting out or it's trying to get our attention. Don't know what that means, but that's the energy. I'm looking for the Ace of Cups and the Two of Wands. Oh, well, we found the Ace. Oh, gosh, of course. Of course. Of Well, if you pick three, you got us the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is in between the Page of Swords that just continues to make an appearance, which was, I can't remember if it was the first message from this deck or if it was the vibe of the deck. It might have been the vibe. Um, but it's the Page of Swords with the Knight of Cups. Page of Swords, Knight of Cups with the tear rune. Remember how I was saying, oh, look, that's the up arrow. The two up arrows was what I'm doing, pulling the Two of Wands for. This is actually quite interesting. Here's the Ace of Cups if you just want to see it. But I'm going to put it back in the deck. And we're going to look for the Two of Wands to see if it's in this. The Two of Wands was not here, but the bottom of the deck is Death. There we go. Death is at the bottom of the deck. What's interesting about this Death card is number one, is it a dryad? Not a dryad. It's some kind of nature spirit. I feel like these are things, but I don't know their names. It's like a half deer, half fairy, half deer, half person, like a deer tar, a seer, a centaur deer. But it doesn't hold a scythe. And that's extremely interesting. This death card does not hold a scythe. It only holds the flag. There's so much, like, at the top and bottom of 3, it's all in the self. Um, but with the Page of Swords and the Three of Cups, or with the Page of Swords and the Knight of Cups, it feels like this Knight of Cups is small enough that it can get in and get out without the guard even noticing. And maybe with death at the bottom, it's almost like only after the guard like finishes their shift or at the change of shifts, it's only when the guard goes to check on what they're guarding do they notice that it's missing. And then the flag is raised. Next is 1. 1 is the smallest. Well, we got the 3 of Wands. See, this is some Loki type energy. Why has he got a sword? This is the 3 of Wands. The 3 of Wands, the 9 of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. This feels like it's so much like you and you energy. For the Rainbow Tarot, it's all within the self. Three of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, King of Wands. We're looking for the 2. Oh, the 2 of Wands is right here. So nice on Evening Sky Reflections and Everlong Mystic. It's that EVE connection. The first 2 piles I look at. So it's the 9 of Cups, the 2 of Wands, and the Hierophant. It's interesting that the Hierophant is here because we just had the Queen of Swords with the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck. And it felt like it was the clash between our inner voice and like what is written / what is taught. Now that actually almost sort of mirrors through this because so much of this is within the self. I want to see who's at the bottom. The Queen of Pentacles is at the bottom of this part. I feel like stone cold sober. I mean, to be fair, I haven't even had an entire glass of wine yet, but this is very sobering. Uno moment, please. Where's my phone? I keep hearing the. Here it is. Just got to make sure it's not important. AKA food. It is food. No. Oh, no. It might just be Rainbow Tarot because if I'm on here for like 2 hours, the food's going to be cold. We'll make it quick. It feels like this is all within the self. Look at this. See the 9 of Cups with the rainbow back here. Look at the Death card with the rainbow also behind it. This makes it feel like death. Oh, I kind of love this though. This makes it feel like death has intruded upon, encroached upon the territory of this Nine of Cups. Now, I don't want to be like, I don't want to be an IST. You know what I mean? I don't want to be an IST because it is a goblin. And I don't want to be like, anytime you see a goblin, it's like not great energy. Like, he obviously stole this because he's a goblin. You know what I mean? But it's a goblin. Maybe it isn't even that. It just feels like in this Nine of Cups, because of the gold, there's this over focus on abundance, or there's this over focus on material wealth, or something that's more tangible. And it feels like death is either coming to this to reclaim something, or it's coming to this to provide like a deeper meaning. It's like, yes, you can have like the material wealth, but like, is there not more than just money? Is there not more than just the material that you wanted? And I feel like the answer is yes, because the whole gosh darn Hierophant is right next to it. What this feels like is, it's like there's some kind of gift ability that is accessed when we manifest something for the rainbow, after the rainbow people. Some kind of gift ability that like you tap into to manifest something. But it feels like the gift runs a lot deeper because it takes you to the seat of the Hierophant. This might actually be almost like your way to meet sort of the divine itself. Because now it feels like, okay, so let's rewind. So death finds the goblin, right? This is the goblin like as it is where it is. Nobody puts goblin in the corner. It feels like death emerges from here to ask the goblin, like, is there not anything more that you want? Are you satisfied with this? Is there nothing deeper? Is there nothing more? And the goblin says yes, and the goblin turns around and it goes through the portal. And it feels like it emerges like from under the Hierophant. From between the legs of the Hierophant, the goblin is birthed. But this Hierophant feels more like the divine rather than like the person with the connection to the, like, rather than a pope or a priest or a guru or a trusted spiritual advisor. It feels more like the divine. So we got the magical dimensions, oracle cards, and activators. I'm just gonna, the first card with the Y in it is the one I'm gonna take. Well, we're gonna shuffle it. I'll give it one shuffle. Hey, David, how's it going? Ooh. So one card just flipped out, and it actually has a Y in it, and it's Sanctuary. Oh, there's two cards, and they both end in Y. Two cards flipped over, and they both end in Y. One is a 9, the other one is an 8. It's a 9 and a 35A. It's Sanctuary and Destiny. Destiny and Sanctuary are the two cards that come out. Like, the energy of Sanctuary is amazing. But the energy of destiny is also interesting because, again, it feels like this is such an internal energy. Look at the keyword faith. Faith is the second keyword in sanctuary, and we got the Hierophant. Bottom of the deck is the third eye portal, 39, vision, clairvoyance, clarity, and confusion. The third eye portal also has a Y in it, but the Y in the third eye portal is in the middle. Because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 to the left, 7 to the right of the Y. This is so interesting. And it's like it's the light above, the light on the crown of sanctuary, and the beam of light being cast from the swirl above the wand in destiny. I guess there's also like, so there's this light. Hold up, wait. I don't know directions. I'm so good. It's not working. There we go. Wait, there we go. This light, but there's also like this one. See, this is, and I think the horse of destiny, because we see the fairy, and then we see all of the horse, but it's like the bottom part of the fairy's body is somewhat covered by um, the horse, the unicorn. Sorry, and it makes me think of this death energy. But again, it's like it's there's no scythe in death, so it doesn't feel quite the same. It feels like reawakening. It's like if you're already awake, but you wake up again. So it's easiest to communicate it as like receiving clarity, because like you can be awake but still like confused or like foggy. It's a clarity, but it feels like it's a reawakening. It's like you wake up inside of your waking reality. The Eight of Pentacles was at the bottom of the deck for the vibe of this. And it feels like that's here too. Because in the Eight of Pentacles, there's something about the fine details, even with the Six of Wands that came out after the Three of Swords. The sixth wand was that tiny one. Something about this deck is like, it's almost like it highlights or illuminates the subtle in a way. And with the energy of reawakening, it's like, it's not that you, it's like, it's not that, it's just deeper. It takes it to the next level. But this, again, this is all within self. I don't necessarily know if, I don't know. It just reads as all within the self. Okay. That's it. So I'm actually going to go so I can eat. I was gonna do the rest, but I'm not. So that's just how the cookie crumbled today. Speaking of cookies, I watched Jacksepticeye play a little bit of Cuphead, the Delicious Last Course, and there's a cookie. Like someone pops up from the astral plane, literally from the astral plane, offers someone a cookie, Mugman, and Mugman eats the cookie, and then like they swap places. And she's like, "Oh, I finally escaped the astral plane. Thanks for eating that cookie, you dum dum." Um, but it's I don't know. It's just that like getting out of the astral plane and into the physical, but the cookie isn't permanent. How do I have face up and face down cards? How did that happen? The bottom of the deck is the world, though. This is what the world looks like, and then the title card again in reverse. The other title card in reverse under the world. With the hermit under that. And the Four of Wands being under the hermit. This is definitely something like united or married within the self. And it's almost. How did that happen? And it's not even just like the three cards that I just used. It's like a good chunk of cards are like face down. I don't know why. I put everything upright, and then it's like, well, if you're gonna put all the cards upright, then we're gonna put cards face down. See, this is why I didn't have a Fey deck. This is why I didn't have a Fairy deck. This is why I stuck to the rivers and streams that I was used to. Because it's like, how did this happen? And it's not even like half of the deck. Where it's like, oh, like I had half of the deck upright and half of the deck, or like half face up and half face down. I mean, I guess apparently I had to have done that in order for some of them to just be whatever. Good night, Steph. I hope you get to enjoy more time with your grandson. My take on the reverse title card. That's interesting. My take on the reverse title card, it's almost like something has already happened. I mean, just immediately, like, I will be. Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. LOL. Sorry. Um, it feels like something's already happened, but it's almost like catching up. Because it was the world card with the title card in reverse. And the title card came out in reverse before with the Nine of Swords and the Devil. So maybe instead of that, it's Orania that you pulled for Pisces. Because the title card upright is like live life and find out. Title card in reverse, again, like it feels like something has already happened. So it's about like using, it's an energy of like reevaluating or look at it again. Like we missed some kind of detail, so we have almost like the wrong idea, or it's like a misconception. Title card in reverse is like a misconception because that was the thing with the Nine of Swords and the Devil. Because it feels like there's some part of the self that is antagonized, or some part of the self that is miscommunicated or misconstrued. And because of that misjudgment, it puts us at odds with that part of ourself. But because it is something that we can't escape from, because it is attached to us, it almost feels like it looms larger and larger and appears more and more threatening over time. but it feels like that's not the case. I don't know if I've ever look. I did get a title card in reverse. Actually, I got a title card in reverse in the Tarot Nefertari. I remember there was a title card in reverse, and there was something like the birds were watching. It was like somebody was trying to get away with something or something, but it's like it was like the hanged man, I think, and the bird that could have been like a Horus energy was there like, no, like this isn't gonna happen this time. I am aware. And then with the Seven of Swords came out, and the bird was there watching the person in the Seven of Swords. So yeah, title card in reverse is like it already happened. But maybe the realization is like catching up to us, or we're catching up to the realization of it. If that makes sense. Bird messages, I cannot wait for that one because the birds are confusing me. The robins just stare on the fence, and sometimes they walk across the street, sometimes they hop and flutter, and I don't know. No, you're fine, Steph. I am ending this. All right, final card from. Ooh, just bend these. From the Rainbow. Ooh, Tarot. Ooh, who are you? It's the Page of Cups. It's the one with that tiny cup. The Page of Swords is at the bottom of. I see this Page of Swords more than anything. The Eight of Swords is behind the Page of Swords, and the Ace of Wands is behind this Eight of Swords, with the Queen of Cups behind that. Again, with that chrysalisy type of energy. Um, See, I feel like that's why there's something about this, but it feels like it makes sense with Sanctuary and Destiny, with the Ace of Cups and the Two of Wands. The Ace of Cups is in the Water Known Tarot. It's my Wellspring card, and the Wellspring is basically when we go so far inside that we end up outside again, but we end up outside in like facing the all type of way, and not necessarily facing the all in the way of like being face to face with the creator, but facing the all in the way of like the universe, like everything. It's everything. It's the universe. So it's partially the all, partially everything. That's my Ace of Cups in the Wild Unknown Tarot. So with the Ace of Cups and the Two of Wands, Tyr was, before he was the one who sacrificed whatever, he was like a heavy hitter. You know what I mean? Um, Something from the wellspring is opening up a pathway, portal, or gateway. The Ace of Cups leads to the Two of Wands. It's not a Two of Wands. Well, I guess there would be a Two of Wands to the Ace of Cups, and then the Ace of Cups, Two of Wands. But that's why this is all within the self. Because something within self opens up pathways, portals, and gateways. But it's from that, literally from the all. And I already pulled it, so I get to show you. I gotta find it though. Oh, well, let's see. I'm trying to find it. I keep thinking I found it. Was it at the top of the deck? Here it is. I love both of these though. Because again, it feels like, because in the self, the rainbow is outside of the self. But in this Page of Cups, it's like right there. And it's interesting because that the Nine of Swords had the exact same thing. And this tiny cup, I was like, because I remember the first time I saw this. Hey, all right, enjoy your conversation. What was I saying? Oh, it's in the Nine of Swords. Oh, the tiny cup. The first time I saw the Page of Cups, I was like, that's a giant. This cup is tiny. But with the Page of Swords at the bottom of the deck, it was the Knight of Cups that was able to rescue that was able to get this exact cup because it was so small. It went unnoticed. It was dismissed. It was deemed as insignificant. That's why the fox is there, because it's not insignificant. It's extremely significant. But someone was deceived because of the size. That Page of Swords was deceived because of the size. That's the vibe and the theme of this deck, though. Again, it came out yesterday. Here's that Eight of Pentacles. That's about the tiniest of details. This makes me think of the Sea Prison, the Sea Tower. When I pulled all those magic cards, and I basically opened up a pack of magic cards because there was like the sorceress enchantress person, and she hired all these people to be the guards or whatever, and it was the dragon, the one with dragon blood, that the wizard lady made think it was because of her, or she somehow was the crux of that dragon's connection to the ancient gold dragon. But it's like, no, that's literally like the Hierophant is literally just a person. It might be a person with a certain level of connection and whatever, 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 but it's another person just like you're a person. And you can connect just as deeply, if not deeper, than they do. Like there's no monopoly on the divine. Uh, but yeah, it makes me think of that. I don't even know what I titled that. But I'm gonna try to find this Nine of Swords because it was literally in that card. So I literally I just flipped all the cards upright. I just flipped them all face up, and the title card was still face down. It's upright now. It's not in reverse anymore, but it was face down. Let me find this Nine of Swords. Maybe that's why it's like it's just pressing and pressing and pressing. Maybe in the past it wouldn't press that much. Maybe it would come up and then it would go away. Here it is. See, she has it too. See, but now this looks different because now it looks like, well, I'm not going to be able to get the card to do it. Come on. I need the Knight of Cups. Now it looks like, oh, here's the Eight of Swords. That's what I was looking for. Where did that page of swords go? Oh, I literally just saw it. Anyway, so it looks like this page of cups is giving the cup, this tiny little cup, to the Knight of Cups to sneak past. Here he is, to sneak past this guard, and that's why the tier arrow is pointing inside. It's the direction for the Knight of Cups. And inside of that cave is this Eight of Swords person. I mean, because of the Nine of Swords. So it's almost like this is the person in reality sort of struggling with this. This is inside of that person's mindscape, inside of their mental space. Almost like if you've ever seen the movie Inside Out, but if Inside Out were a little different. Like this would be Riley, sort of like struggling with something in real life. This would be like, I don't know, is the spark of the divine an emotion? That this would be like the spark of the divine trying to like get something to this withering or bound spark inside of Riley. And it's like, oh, it's through there. We got to go through there. It's like, well, how are we going to get the cut? And with that Nine of Cups, it's like, it's again, it's almost like so small and so assuming it's just dismissed. But old, twisted, more corrupt, high refined energy will regret it. Because that's exactly the thing that's missing. It sneaks right by and does something to this. All right, see you, staff, for real this time. And liberates whatever is locked up inside. The title card is up right now. So something already happened that triggered something. That triggered the procession of death. And now death has arrived. Like, okay, like, is this really all that you want? Is there nothing more? The answer is yes, of course there's something more. There's some piece, some part, some aspect of the self that knows something deeper. And it's like it's a self-initiation. If you want to call it an initiation, it's a self-initiation to get self in the position that it needs to be in to be ready for the next thing. With the title card, still, it's like it's up right now, but it's face down. And so that feels like us doing something that we don't even necessarily foresee ourselves doing. Or it feels like the find out part, it's in part because of something that we do. There's a choice or decision that we make that has like a consequence. Just like a lot of decisions that we make that impact and affect our lives. But this one might be a little bit more. It's not that there's necessarily more at stake, but it can impact and affect other people as well. So there you go. Is that why I was so nervous? Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, thank you all for being here. That was I'll get some final cards. Let's timestamp the final cards. 131:40. 131:40. Things are about to get real interesting. Hierophant was like, oh, old Hierophant was like, oh, let them keep this and let them keep that. It will make no difference. It will make no matter. But little did they know. I'm looking over here because that's where the camera usually is. But little did they know. That was a fail. It's going to make all the difference. But again, that's the thing about that Six of Wands. With that little tiny rod, it feels like something so small. That's the thing with the Eight of Pentacles. It's like, it's a detail that's so easy to miss. And maybe because it's so easy to miss, it's also deemed as like so insignificant from the outside. But it feels like it's huge. But in my personal experience, and mine only, it's not universal necessarily. Like after I did a lot of healing, a lot of shadow work, and a lot of blah blah blah, whatever. Towards the end of it, a lot of the realizations were small, were so tiny, but had like the biggest impacts because they, again, with that Nine of Pentacles in reverse, it's like because of how they were positioned in like my foundation, or it's like if it's a core belief or a core thought, when that changes, it's like there's this rippling and this domino effect, and it's like, oh, like that actually changes a lot of things. It's almost like that, but again, like it's so small, it's so easy to dismiss. It's like it wouldn't even matter. But what do they say? Appearances can be deceiving. It's like some superhero that's small but really strong. Ant-Man, I don't know. The Vow. This is interesting. I took a picture. I was moving stuff to storage yesterday, so I finally went through some boxes that I've been meaning to go through for a minute. And I found this picture. It was a postcard, actually. It was glow in the dark and it had some deer on it, so I sent it to Reem. And I'm glad I sent it to Reem because it's in storage now. But I took a picture of it when I sent it to her. There you go. And you see those doves? It makes me think of the dove in the vow. And you see, like, there's one fist, or there's a hand holding a fist. So it feels like there's like something that keeps something from either like rising or something like that. But this dove is the thing that it changes it. Again, it's like it's a balance that's so delicate that the smallest shift can completely topple it or can completely cause things to fall on one way or the other because the balance is that delicate. And so with the balance that delicate, it's actually quite foolish to think that anything is insignificant. Bottom of the deck is the mirror. And it's interesting that the bottom of the deck is the mirror because with the other title card in reverse, it was the one with no mirror. Because either side of the mirror, it is what it is. There's no switch or flip or distortion or whatever. It is what it is. So there you go. I was going to get final cards from the other decks, but I feel that I don't need to. So I hope you all have an amazing whenever you see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality. I hope that this unfolds for you in a way that it unfolds for you, if it resonates for you. And if you watch this, I hope you at least get something. But if it don't resonate and you don't get nothing, then I guess you just lost this time. I don't know. If you didn't get anything, give me an antique anatomy for someone who got absolutely nothing out of this video, but for some reason chose to continue to watch anyway. Maybe they'll just come to the end. For those who don't resonate, give me something that may, please. Okay, that's a few cards, but I'll take them. Bottom of the deck is the Nine of Coins. Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Coins is another theme lately. Nine of Coins. This time, every coin holds a different body part. Well, never mind. This time, it's different views and different angles of the skull. And it's interesting, it was the one with no mirror because this one is full of mirrors. See, it's like it's flipped up and down. There's the horizontal flip and the vertical flip, and it's the same at the top and bottom. But it's also flipped like there's all kinds of mirrors and flipping. Um, we have the Two of Elixirs with Yarrow Love Tonic and Fitzpatrick something. Some kind of tincture. I can't read it. Oh, the Two of Elixirs, the Two of Cups. Oh no, it was the Ace of Cups and the Two of Wands. Two of Cups, the Emperor, the King of Swords, King of Blades, and the Page of Rods. Um, uh, Matthew, these cards are supposed to help me be nice. Okay, let me dig deep. I don't know. It's just like it's so confusing because it's like it feels like this page of rods is upside down. I guess that's not necessarily the case, but it feels like it's upside down. Because, like, shouldn't the screwy bit be in the bottom and then the other thing be at the top? Because, like, if the screw is at the top, then, like, are you going to twist the thing onto it? I guess you could. And then with the King of Blades, it's like with the sword going through the temples or whatever. I don't know. It feels like a little bit all over and really self absorbed. I don't know. What did I say? Oh gosh. What deck did I say was for this one? It's not this one. It was the Water Known Archetypes. I don't know. Because the Two of Cups and the Emperor, it feels manipulative. It feels like the person that's like, well, if you loved me, you would do this. And if you loved me, you would do that. And it's like, oh, well, I love you. So that's why I'm so controlling, or I love you. That's why I'm so demanding. And I know better than you do. So just listen to me and I'll take care of it. It feels not great. But I mean, the Two of Swords and the Emperor could also, or the Two of Cups and the Emperor could also be, I don't know, but it's because it's like a or love tonic. Like, I don't know, shouldn't the person just like love you? Why what do you need tonics and potions for to get love? Like, I don't know. I don't know. That's why I'm like, Matthew, this is not helping me. And maybe with the king of like something is let me stop. Let me stop. See, this deck is trying to make me be meaner than I usually am. So this is doing the opposite, Matthew. I'm kidding. Let me stop. Okay, I'm just gonna end this. I'm because like the comic came out, and I feel like the tarot, like this oracle deck is saying like you're a joke. Ah, why? But the comic is here. It's like a joke that's not even funny. But I guess there is like with the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, it's this extremely manipulative. I feel like that's why we see the skull from so many different angles because it's like it's that manipulative. And it's like, well, this is how people think, this is how people behave, and so I got to say this and do this to get what I want. And it might like there might be some actual hurt and some actual pain behind that because at the middle of the comic, it like this does look like a weepy kitten, just like it didn't. Maybe it didn't experience any better, so it doesn't know any better. Or maybe there's something within the self that's so cavernous that it just doesn't believe or feel like it could actually be loved and accepted as is. But again, with everything that came out in the Rainbow Tarot, it's all the focus of self. And so it's like, hey, there's Matthew. How you doing, Matt? With everything focused on self in the Rainbow Tarot, it's almost like I don't know because the Two of Cups is always an exchange, but it's not an exchange for something that's missing. So it's not necessarily like I can't love me or I don't love me, so I need you to love me, and I, in exchange for that, I can love you. And it feels like, first of all, maybe if you meet the right person, that might work. If you meet someone who's not going to take advantage of your vulnerability, if you meet someone who's not going to take advantage of your past, if you meet someone who's not going to take advantage of how you don't yet feel about yourself to make you so dependent on them that they can sort of treat you in ways that you shouldn't be treated, but they'll throw around the L word so you kind of sort of like believe it. I don't know. It's just, it's sad. Um, but again, it feels like some of that sometimes has to start from within, you know? And maybe I would assume that if that's something that you've experienced in the past, assuming you aren't the person doing it to somebody else, there's going to come a point where it feels like the Ace of Swords is going to happen. Because it almost feels like, wait, like it listens. And it's like, but wait, if you say this and you say this and you say these other things, like there's a contradiction here. I'm going to look before and after the Ace of Blades. Oof, the Seven of Blades is behind this. Nine of Pentacles. Anyway, and then the Page of Blades. I don't know, because the Page of Blades has some of these women. There's the Knight of Blades, the Queen of Blades, the Three of Blades. Oh my gosh, the Four of Blades, all of the swords at the bottom. Um, it's a mental manipulation that works because of some kind of void in the water. It's like, well, air is also a fluid, so maybe we can substitute air for water because they're both fluid. You know what I mean? And it's like, you can fill a balloon with water, you can fill a balloon with air. I don't know. That's not. Oof, goodness. Well, hopefully this doesn't resonate either. Goodness. I mean, I guess it's antique anatomy. Ain't no sugar here. If you want sugar, the happy tarot is for you. I'm still looking for this Ace of Swords. Here's the Ace of Blades. Okay. I had to get this deep in the deck to find it. It's the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Blades, and the Nine of Cups. So, what the Ace of Elixirs, or the One of Elixirs, the One of Blades, and the Nine of Blades. 1 plus 9 elixirs equals the 10 elixirs. Um, and then the Eight of Swords is behind this. So it's almost like, oh, look, here's death. So with the Eight of Swords and the Death card, we do get a little bit of a repeat. This death it's all scythe and no flag. The rainbow was all flag, no scythe. Uh, but it's almost like an experience of true love, or an experience of real love, or an experience of what love is. Because it's almost like, even in those situations where it's not great, it's the good parts of it that I imagine would keep someone sort of like there. Like, it's not all bad. And this is interesting because it makes me think of the cards that came out in the Rainbow Tarot. I think it was at the final message with the Three of Swords, or it was the Eight of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the Six of Cups, or something like that. Or yeah, because I remember it was the Six of Cups, and then the Six of Pentacles was at the bottom of the deck with the Wheel of Fortune behind it. And it was like, careful not to let the best of what you've already experienced limit what you still have yet to experience, because you can still experience better than you've ever known before. Um, I mean, I guess it's the deck, right? It's the deck. So, oh, okay, okay, okay. You cannot, well, you can't fill a balloon with swords, but I've seen, it's like when they have the water balloon and they pierce it with a pencil in a certain way where it doesn't like leak water. And so it's like you put more and more and more pencils into it, and the balloon just still holds all the water that they have. And it's like, the pencil is supposed to be your cue to like let it go and just leave. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a feature of the deck that we have potions and elixirs. I mean, it's the suit of elixirs, but the Ace of Elixir at least shows an anatomical heart on the love potion. The love tonic is just flowers. It's like the love tonic it's always an apology. And the apology is to make up for something that shouldn't have been done in the first place. But we got the wish tonic, we got bliss brew, love potion, joy elixir, number 9, number 8, number 5, number 6, number 7. I don't know what's in these mysterious vials of numbers 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But it's more than you've experienced before. They don't even have names yet. That's what's around this Ace of Swords. But again, that makes sense. I mean, that's one of the easiest ways to be able to differentiate what is and what is not love. When you experience what love is, and maybe you've already experienced what love is, and where that love is, like, it doesn't have to be exactly the same. but the overall feeling should sort of like carry through. You know what I mean? It's not like, I don't know, paternal love is one way, and sibling love is another way, and romantic love is another way, and platonic love is another way with like friends. It's like it should all feel good if it's love. You know what I mean? It's not like platonic love feels really good, but paternal love, oof, feels like a stab in the back. I don't know. Three of coins with the five of elixirs. Morphine for the brain, cyanide, oof, morphine, cyanide, that Fitzpatrick, whatever mysterious brew again. But we can see the love potion because of the heart. Morphine, arsenic, heroin, and cyanide on the four of elixirs. Oof. Just be, just because it's a cup, just because it's an elixir doesn't mean it's good. It's like if you're thirsty, sometimes it's better to go without anything to drink than it is to like drink poison. And I'm just gonna put that in my back pocket because my Venus is in Aries. Ah, leave me alone. Mind your business. Um, but the Three of Pentacles, and I love it's just like it's the skull. I mean, there's snakes here, scorpions. There's a lot of transformation, and what's toxic can also be in the right quantity. And so that feels like it's this energy of like, instead of valuing the opinion or the words of one person so much that they become toxic again, it's like with different experiences of love, it's almost like it can make that voice quieter and quieter to at least the point where it doesn't drown everything else out. And when it's not drowning everything else out, you can almost get a clearer view, a clearer picture. And maybe you find out that the voice or the voices that don't love, don't support, whatever, actually lose out over the ones that do. Three of Pentacles is the final card. I love the yellows on the top and bottom, with the blues in the middle. Because again, it's the blues. I guess those are more like lilac-y, purple, lavender. Um, but the love potion, like you can't even see because the flower is blocking it. You can see the heart. I can see the heart. That's how I can tell it's the love potion. Eva. But it's like the cyanide, the morphine, and then with this one, arsenic, morphine, heroin, and cyanide, like they're all poisons behind it. And it's interesting that here's a Four of Cups and there's a Five of Cups. And like the Nine of Cups came out, but it's like, is this the, I don't know, is that the nine that you, I feel like, again, it's just an energy that maybe it didn't experience better, or for whatever reason it is where it is. Maybe it just sees the better in this person, or it sees the better in people, and because it sees better, it tolerates more. But again, it's almost like with death going for the other Nine of Cups, it's like, is this really what you want? Is this really what you desire? Is this really what you wish for? Is for all of this cyanide and arsenic and heroin and more, like it feels like the morphine is to help deal with the pain, the heroin is the escapism, but it's still like cyanide and arsenic, like, you know what I mean? I don't know. That got a lot rougher than I thought it would have. So thanks, Matt, for the Antique Anatomy Tarot. I appreciate it. But this, like when I did the vibe or the first message, it was like because I remember it was like the Three of Swords, the Four of Swords, the Devil, the Ace of Swords, the Two of Swords, and then the Tower. And so it almost does it almost does, like, sometimes we need a harsh truth to wake us up to the reality of a situation. And once we wake up to the reality of that situation, then we make choices and decisions to face it. Then we cope. And there are healthier ways to cope, and there are less healthy ways to cope. There are ways to cope that actually get us out of the situation, and there are ways to cope that it's very morphine. It eases the pain, but it, doesn't necessarily move us anywhere necessarily. Um, oof, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me, because like the rainbow tarot was a little oof. The happy tarot was like, your only solace is that we're all gonna die someday. So it's not permanent. It's like, okay, happy tarot. That's not what I was expecting, but true. Thanks. But it was like you can find happiness by accepting the inevitability of the situation. And maybe applying that to this, it's like it's just like people aren't things that we fix. People are individuals that we love and we accept and we acknowledge. And sometimes that love is from a distance. Um, but they're not things that we fix. And they're not things that's necessarily intended for us to change. And so maybe it's just like either the person needs more help than you can give, or it's just like, I don't know. But you can love somebody and not necessarily be in their life. You know what I mean? It's time for Pat to eat. Okay. That was rough. Um, but I really hope that if that resonated in any way, I hope you the love you deserve. And I hope you desire the love that you deserve. And I hope you a way out if you need it that doesn't involve murder. I don't know why it feels important to include that piece. But yeah. Oh gosh. Why did I shuffle this and the Nine of Swords came out? I actually love this. So I shuffled this and I pulled it, and the Nine of Swords came up at the top of the deck. But the reason why I love this is because the energy of the Nine of Swords in this, or kind of lately, it's us not being able to reconcile certain parts of us. So maybe pulling on some of that, maybe the Nine of Swords, it's like after you made it out of a situation like that, if you like blame, like if it's like, I can't believe I ever even like thought that this person loved me, I can't believe I was dumb enough to like end up in that situation, I can't believe blah blah blah. It's like you don't have to turn all of that back on yourself. You don't have to then internalize everything that was like done to you. You know what I mean? You don't have to be overly critical of yourself. Like if you love someone, that's gorgeous, that's beautiful. Maybe it just so happened to not be the right. Maybe it just so happened to not have been able to like have been reciprocated in a way that's healthy. And to be reciprocated in a way where you can sort of feel all that without, like, it's more balanced. But you don't have to turn that back on yourself. You don't have to degrade yourself. You don't have to think any less of yourself. And I feel like the reason why I sort of like this coming out now is because the Two of Cups is at the bottom and there's a mermaid here. So it is like those deep, repressed sort of things. It's like it comes to the surface and it's welcomed and it meets your satyr side. You know, satyrs being the lovers, let's call them that. Pan, the poet, you know, the musical, the creative. And it feels like this leads to like a healthier sense of self-love too, where you allow yourself the opportunity to make mistakes, or you allow yourself the opportunity to grow. Because, you know, who's to say that certain things are mistakes and certain things aren't mistakes, even if you sort of regret them? Oof. I don't want to like oof, 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 but it's heavy. Hey, there we go. The Rainbow Tarot to the rescue. And the Two of Cups came out in that other one too. And maybe it's also about, you know, I guess if I hope another thing for you, it's I hope that you reach the spot where you can. I hope you reach the spot where an exchange of love is. It's like, I feel like I'm trying to say it in a way. I don't want to say like I hope you learn to love yourself, but that helps. It helps when we're not looking for someone outside of us to love the parts of ourselves that we can't, or to love the parts of ourselves that we don't, or to accept the parts of ourselves that we don't. Because when you love you and you love someone else, and they love them and they love you, I don't know. I would feel like it hits different. Can't necessarily. Well, I guess I can speak from some kind of experience. Oh, justice. Justice is the final card from the Happy Tarot. Love that. I hope you get what you truly deserve. Bottom of the deck is the Eight of Cups. This Eight of Cups, it feels like there's some momentum here. You know those in airports, those it's like escalators, but they don't go up. They just like the level escalators. That's what this feels like. It feels like once he steps on that, it's just like accelerates things. I mean, it helps. It's motorized. It'll get easier. I'm actually going to read these in the book because, like I said, I love this book. I love the Happy Tarot book because some of these cards don't look so happy, and it's like, ooh, you know what I mean? Who do we have? Justice and the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is if something isn't working out and you've tried your best, just walk away. Taking a new path will lead you to a much better place. Look forward, not backward. You can find happiness by cutting your losses. And I feel like that's a little bit of like opportunity cost energy. I think sometimes time sounds like a better reason than it might actually be. It's like, oh, but you know, I've already put 5 months or 2 years or 10 years or 25 years of my life into this relationship or into this job. And it's like, doesn't that time mean anything? And it's like, well, especially if the majority of that time wasn't great and it still isn't great, then is that enough of a reason to live the rest of your life with it not being great? Even if it was like decent for a while, it's just like, I don't know, I guess it's just a question. Because at the end of the day, that's a value sort of statement, right? It's like, I can't sit here and tell you that, oh, 15 years of your life doesn't mean anything. It's like, how much does it mean to you? And how much is it worth? Like, how much is your future worth? How much is the potential of you being happier or being free worth? Because for some people, it might be worth staying and trying to work out. I mean, the card said that, I mean, the card is a card. You make your choices and decisions. Justice. The scales of justice are coming into balance. The sword of righteousness, the sword of righteous truth is on your side if you act rightly. Take care of your own karma. You can find happiness through ethical behavior. So I feel like that's just like, if you've done everything that you can, if you did everything that you could, and things still are sort of what they are, maybe there's something that's beyond your ability, beyond your capability, and it's like, I don't know. You know what I mean? It might be better to just cut your losses. I don't know. So sorry that ended on kind of a rough note. But again, if that resonates, I hope you the love that you deserve, and that includes self love. Um, and I feel like a lot of time, I feel like the energy of self love has been popping up within the past few reads. And the first time it really came up, it came out in the all winter oracle with the card of performance. And it feels like performative self love again. It's like when we do the challenging, difficult things because we love ourselves. Just like if you love somebody else, like if you love someone else and you would stay up until 5 o'clock in the morning just to make sure that they're okay with no complaints, and you would go to work exhausted the next day, but just like knowing that they were better, just like knowing that you were able to be there for them, like if that would make the sacrifice okay, it's like, okay, well, you can stay up for yourself to do that. You can stay up until 10 o'clock and get an adequate number of hours to sleep and not be exhausted at work in the morning and still feel good knowing that like you did for you what you needed to do. I don't know. I mean, I do know, but I don't, you know, love is an action word. Self love is also an action word. It's more than just like words and splurging. I mean, splurging is a part of it. Don't get me wrong, but there come times when we got to do something. The healer. And look at the snakes. That could be the top of a skull. There's an eyeball in it and a nose. That's not a nose. That is some teardrop emerald gold encrusted thing. But the snakes that were on the three of coins here in the healer. Love that. Bottom of the deck is the flame. And it feels like maybe it was flickering, maybe it almost went out, maybe it did go out, but it's like the smoke was still going up, and so you lit it and all right, see you, Holly, and it reignited. Um, I think it's amazing how much a change of environment can do to reignite our passion for life, or to help make us feel alive again, or to make things worth experiencing. And the healing helps us get there. So, oof. I'll catch y'all later. I hope y'all have a good whenever you see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality. Um, and I hope for you what you need. And I hope it's not too difficult. that whole the whole process, even though I know sometimes it is. Sometimes it's meant to be. But it feels like it's meant to be difficult because it empowers us on the other side of that difficulty to continue to do the things that we need to do for ourselves. And that was the Three of Swords with the Six of Wands earlier. It's like almost like once you get in the habit, it was the Three of Swords into the Six of Wands into that King of Cups. Because it's like once you get into the habit of making those difficult choices and decisions, they become less difficult. Self love becomes something that's easier and easier to do and perform because you get to know yourself better and you get to love yourself more. And it's like, oh, yeah, this is a no brainer. I'm going to do the thing that honors me because I'm worth it to me. And I know that. And I'm going to act on that. So you can keep your cyanide, you can keep your arsenic, you can keep your whatever. I'll keep the morphine just in case they get a little too hard. I'm kidding. Um, but yeah, because I don't know. It's I don't know if it's the times that we're already in. I don't. I mean, I feel like partially it is. We can already see it when it comes to the workforce in a handful of industries where people just aren't tolerating or putting up with being treated as expendable. You know, and maybe certain positions are struggling to hire to keep people, but like people aren't going to any kind of way anymore. The past few years were challenging and difficult for a lot of reasons, but one of the things that seems to have come out of it is that people aren't just going to be commodified. You know what I mean? And I love it. Um, but anyway, all right. I keep making this longer and longer and longer. Thank you all for being here. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. I wanted to do Scorpio with the Happy Tarot and maybe the Tarot after the Rainbow. Uh, I think it was before I got the Tarot after the Rainbow. I wanted to do Scorpio. I mean the antique anatomy tarot feel like it makes sense for Scorpio because skeletons, bones. You know what I mean? I also kind of want to do Pisces. We'll see. I do still have a live zodiac series that's I will complete that. I will complete. So tomorrow is Saturday. What? It's the weekend. I forgot it's the weekend. Today feels like a Tuesday. Cause like I've only worked this is the first full day I've worked all week. Because we were closed through Wednesday on first shift. Thursday we left early. And so today doesn't even feel like a Friday. But thank you, Sandra. Wait. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, I read was like, I hope your supper is, and I was like, oh, thank you. And then I read salad. I was like, oh yeah, no, you can keep that. My supper is not salad, but I appreciate. Oof. Wow, are you trying to make me into a hypocrite on the live right now? Oh, okay. Because I'm up here talking about self love is more than just words. If you love yourself, you won't shovel 5 Big Macs and 3 Blizzards from Dairy Queen and 3 dozen donuts and all this other stuff that you know you shouldn't be eating. If you loved yourself, you'd be hydrating, you'd be eating your fruits and vegetables, you'd be getting your exercise in. I'm kidding. It's my own insecurity that triggered me. It's not you, it's me. It's not you, it's me. All right. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Thank you. I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye.